Hi friends, welcome to EduTap. So welcome to this particular video wherein we're going to have a look at how do we need to prepare for RBI Grade B 2019 Phase 1 in the next 20 days, right? So guys, first of all, please do let me know if you are able to hear me properly, if I'm audible to you guys. You can see the screens properly. So hi Chandan, hi Sarath, hi Rajat, all of you I can see there on my screen. So please do let me know if you're able to hear me and if the screen is visible to you guys, right? Only then I will quickly begin with the session, okay? And what we will do here, the agenda behind today's live session, friends, is to give you an understanding regarding what needs to be your priority in the next 20 days, right? So yes, hi Muhammad Saddam, hi. So guys, please do let me know, are you able to hear me? Yes, okay, thank you so much for that cue. Okay, hi Pratishta. Thank you. We'll just begin in a minute or two. Okay, so let me just tell you the reason behind this particular session. See, right now we are in the crucial period wherein we might be confused how do we need to proceed further, okay? Whether we need to completely forget about phase 2, whether we need to completely, take a middle path rather than completely forgetting phase 2. So all these queries, let me just try and address them in today's session, okay? And what the other queries that you have, that also I will take it up so that whatever doubts you tend to have is cleared in this particular session itself, okay? So I can see that people are joining in. Hi Subbu, hi Mrigank, hi Kritika Bhatt, okay, hi Radhika, hi Pinky, hi Pankaj, okay? So hi Ashutosh, thank you so much guys that you are giving me an indication that I am audible to you guys, the screen is visible properly, okay? So I can understand you must be confused, okay? So we'll not delay this further, okay? Let's begin the session and let our friends join in 1 or 2 minutes maybe if they are getting the notification for it as well, right? So again, what are the questions we are going to answer? Firstly, how do I need to prepare for phase 1? That is the first question, important question that we'll be addressing, right? Second question, whether I need to completely forget about phase 2. This is going to be a little subjective. We will discuss about that, okay? And then finally, some important points that you need to keep in mind, okay? Be it any examination. So these are some of the things that we'll be discussing today, okay? Now see, important dates. Phase 1 we know 9th of November 2019 and phase 2 it is 1st December 2019, right? So approximately I have taken, okay, if you talk about from today till 9th of November 2019, there are 20 days that you have, right? And if you talk about your phase 2, okay, you have further 20 days, okay, after your phase 1 is over, right? So now what we will do, just see the pattern here. You have general awareness 80 marks, reasoning 60, English 30, quantitative aptitude 30 marks, okay? Now understand that this year they have specifically mentioned about sectional timings being introduced for each of these sections, okay? So we are yet to know the exact timing that will be out when your admit cards are out. Along with that, there's going to be an information handout and we'll get to know for each section how many minutes have been allocated, okay? So for now, okay, let's just understand how do we take it forward, okay? See, remaining days, approximately I'm rounding it off to 20 days, okay? So the first question, mock tests, right? See, the most effective way to test yourself and to improve as well, I would say, is through mock test, right? But in the remaining days, there can be confusions as to how many mock tests do I take, okay? Do I need to do on a daily basis? Do I need to do on a weekly basis? So all these questions, friends, you need to understand that analyzing the mock is also equally important. Just do not go and keep attempting mocks just for the namesake. That is not the right strategy. Even if you're taking 2 mock tests, that should be fruitful enough. You should gain out of it, okay? So that is the reason I would say ideal, okay, number of mock tests can be 5 mock tests in the next 20 days, okay, in the gap of 4 days each, okay. So for example, in the 3rd week that we are in, the coming week, you can take mock test 1, okay, mock test 2 you can take in the 4th week, again mock test 3 in the 4th week. Keep spacing between the mock tests. If I'm taking a mock test today, do not take the next day, okay, give at least 1 or 2 days gap, okay, because you need to settle down with whatever learning you have done by taking that particular mock test, right? And Mock test 4, the last 3 days you can utilize well, okay, for mock test 4. Then you have the mock test 5 that can be taken in the first week, okay. So your exam is going to be 9th of November, right? So make sure you take in the first week start itself. Do not do it at the end, okay. Maybe 1, 2, 3, maximum till 3rd of November, not after that, okay. So guys, understand one thing here. Again, I'm repeating myself, number of mock tests do not matter, okay. What you are learning out of those mock tests, what the points that you are going to, you know, jot down regarding your strengths and weaknesses, that is going to play a difference in your main examination, okay. Now, rather than just moving forward and telling you what are the months you need to cover for current affairs and etc., right now I would like to say that when you are giving mock tests, what are the important points you need to note. First of all, friends, start analyzing the mock test. As soon as you're done with it, do not get up, okay. Make sure you're analyzing the mock test and then getting up, okay. Only then the complete mock test would be taken, okay. Next, what you need to do, you need to identify your areas of strength. See, keep in mind that we have approximately 20 days for our examination, okay. So this time there are certain decisions that you need to take in advance, okay. The same decisions might have been different had we had, you know, longer period of time, okay. So now what we are going to do, you need to make sure that areas of strength are picked upon, okay. So for example, if you're doing quantitative aptitude and you see that you are very strong, for example, say series, you are very strong in series, then you should have this point in mind that in examination, when you start giving quantitative aptitude, my maximum play would be with the series, okay. I should make sure that if there are 4 questions, I need to answer those 4 questions. So this is playing on your strength, okay. Next, identify the areas of weakness, okay. Now, after identifying the area of your weakness, what you need to do, okay, there are 2 steps, okay. You can follow either one. The first one is you should see if you can improve that, but again, you have only 20 days left. So can it be improved? That is the question. It depends upon what your weakness is. So if you think it can be improved, very well, go ahead, spend some 20 minutes or 15 minutes per day and improve that particular area. But if you see that, you know, the task at hand, in your hand, okay, at that moment is not worth spending so much of time, then ignore, okay, and make sure that in the real examination, the main day, the D day, you are not attempting those questions. You have to do this. This is called smart work, okay. Now let me take the same example as we took in the previous case, areas of strength. We were discussing if series is your strength. Now the same thing, just reverse that. If series is your weakness, you are not able to solve questions from series, what are you going to do? See, it is not very practical that in the next 20 days you'll practice hundreds of questions and you'll master it. You can do it provided you have done the other areas perfectly, okay. So at this point, what you should do, you should make sure that in examination you do not waste time on series based questions, because you know it's your weakness, right? So you cannot say, okay, that day I will try questions on series. No, that is not the correct approach. When you are at doing the mock test and you're relaxing, at that point of time also, if you're not able to solve in the D day, okay, when you are under pressure, it is not possible for you to take that chance, okay. So these are some of the things you need to make sure you are, you know, taking it in the right direction, okay. Then I can see some questions in between regarding you all being working professional. So let me tell you, even if you are a working professional, this strategy would work, okay, because once in 4 days you can give a mock test. Okay, it's not going to be tough. Give the mock test maybe in the early morning, okay, and then and there analyze it. That day, just keep that particular day for mock test, right? Because automatically you're not going to have much of time. You need to go for your job as well, right? So I can see that. Now, see, next, make a note regarding your number of attempts in each section, okay. You need to analyze how many questions are you answering in each section. That is very, very important, okay. And also, not only answering, what is your accuracy, okay, because these figures are very important. Do not take them lightly, okay. And after each test, you need to check for improvements. For example, if you're giving test 1, okay, then when you go to test 2, you should make sure that you have improved from the previous test. That is something you need to work upon. That's why you are giving 5 mock tests, right? So do not keep all the mock tests at the same level. That is not going to help you out. If you see there is no improvement in the second test, then you need to figure out where you're going wrong, okay. Then you need to stop there, okay. I can see a particular question, should we attend DI questions? Yes, Rupak, if you are, I think DI questions is the easiest one that you need to go for, okay, because it's not going to be that lengthy, okay, and it is not going to be time consuming. If you're able to crack one DI, it has 5 questions or 6 questions under it, okay. Now make sure sectional timings are introduced, accordingly you need to plan, okay. So okay, before that, now I'll also further brief you regarding how do you need to go ahead with current affairs, how do you need to go ahead with other sections, what you need to do with phase 2. Before that, I would like to tell you guys to spare some 1 or 2 minutes and have a look at the previous year cutoffs. Now, why are we having a look at the previous year cutoffs? See, it is not that each year the cutoff is going to be same, but still we need to have an idea regarding the sectional cutoff, the range of cutoffs, okay. See the 2018 paper, the last year in fact, you can see that, let us not talk about the sectional cutoffs here, we will talk about it later. Let's focus on the total score here. You can see that the total score was 105.75 out of 200 for the general category, okay, 3-digit number, right? Now, if you see approximately, you need to take a guess that if you are able to score in the general awareness section out of 80, if you're able to score between 50 and 60, okay, your half job is done, okay, and the remaining half, merely say 50 marks, you can actually divide it between reasoning, English and quants, okay. It's not going to be that tough for you, so you need to be very cautious about the scores in the previous years and how you need to strategize it, okay. Okay, so next, if you see 2017, okay, so again the cutoff here took a dip, it was 78, okay. The reason being for this low cutoff was the difficulty level of the paper, okay. The paper was tough, it was tough for all, that's why you can see that the cutoff was not even nearing to 90, right, it was straight 78 for general category. So now what is the key takeaway from this particular trend? See friends, when you're giving the paper, if you feel that the paper is tough, make sure that you have this in mind, that the paper is going to be tough for everybody out there, okay. So do not get panicked, okay, do not start answering questions randomly just because you know that you're not able to answer. Anyway, I'm not going to be selected, let me just mark the questions, maybe I can take a wild guess and I might get selected. Do not follow that attitude, okay. Even if you're able to answer, for example, if you're doing ठीक है, मुझे क्यू एड दे देना कि है नहीं क्या। Hi friends, there was some technical error. Please do let me know if you're able to hear me properly. Guys, do let me know if you're able to hear me, if my voice is audible now. Okay guys, really sorry about the fact that you had to wait, and yeah, I think yes, we can begin. I'm really sorry about this technical issue. There was something wrong and we had to just correct this, right? And sorry for this error friends, and I know this precious time is being lost, so apologies again. So let's begin. Okay, so what we did is we were having a look at 2017 cutoffs, right, and we moved forward, we saw 2016 cutoff as well. Okay, so you can see the cutoff is 98.50. again the paper would have been anywhere between medium and difficult, right? Okay, next moving to 2015, 88.50. okay, again medium to difficult I would say, okay, but again towards the difficult side. Okay, now why are we even seeing the previous year cutoffs? I would just like to say that, having certain number of questions in your mind would work. Okay, you need to have a rough idea. Okay, you should not go and falter there in the examination. So that's the reason. So now you can see on your screens that there's a range of cutoff that is given. I'm able to see your comments and I'm going to answer all of your questions, so do not worry about that. For now, let us just go through the strategy and then we'll take up questions. Okay, so if you talk about range for cutoffs, okay, general awareness, these 4 years that we have seen, 15, 16, 17, 18, the cutoff ranged from 16.50 to 20. That means in general awareness, the least cutoff went was 16.50 out of 80 and the maximum was 20. So you can at least have an idea that you should, on a minimum level, at least attempt 25 questions correct. Okay, so that is something which you need to note down for yourself. Okay, talking about reasoning, 11 to 15. Okay, so the maximum that it went was 15. Okay, then English language, 6.75 to 7.50, you can stretch this till 12. Okay, then quantitative aptitude, 4 to 7.5, you can stretch this till 9. Okay, so these are some of the pointers that you need to take into account. Talking about total, it is 78 to 105.75. Again, I would say that you can take this again, some 7 to 8 marks more depending upon the level of the examination. Obviously, if it is tough, as I told you, not only you, others also would feel that the examination level is high. Okay, so you don't need to worry about that. Okay, next, you can see here the pattern. Let us talk about general awareness. You guys are really curious and you should be curious about it. Okay, so first, friends, see, if you talk about the question as to how many months current affairs need to be prepared, if I tell you the same question, if you ask me 2 months, 3 months before, I would definitely tell you that make sure you are thorough in the last 6 months current affairs, right? But because now we have approximately 20 days available with us, I would suggest you to concentrate on the last 4 months very carefully. Okay, that means you should be thorough. Okay, when you talk about July, August, September, October 2019. Okay, you should make sure that you know all the questions regarding these 4 months. Okay, that should be our priority. And for your ease, we have also allocated the number. Guys, I'm really sorry about this technical error. I'm really sorry about that. There is some problem with the... Okay, so I have just seen if the problem is working. Now it is fine, I think. Okay, so I'll just move ahead. I want to make sure that we finish the strategy today so that you can go ahead and apply these pointers. Okay, and that's why I'm not abandoning this session right now. So please do cooperate. Okay, so as you can see that we have clearly mentioned about, okay, so the number of days that you need to spend for each of the month. Okay, so 2 days each for October, September, August and July, right? Now the remaining months from Jan to June 2019. Okay, so for these months I would advise you to go through the important schemes, indices, okay, any data points, any projections. Okay, so Jan to June, these things need to be covered by you. Do not miss these things. Okay, so again it would require you 2 to 3 days to do these things. Okay, so go ahead with that. So when I say overall, you need to be thorough in the last 4 months, July, August, September, October, and you need to be comfortable with important indices and reports and maybe schemes, okay, projections from Jan to June 2019, right? Fine. Okay guys, moving forward, then the next part that you cannot omit or you should not avoid are these particular sources. That is Union Budget 2019-20, Economic Survey 2018-19, Census 2011, SECC 2011 and government schemes. So again, these things can be done if you talk about Union Budget, Economic Survey, Census, SECC. All these 4 can be done in 1.5 days, okay, because you just need to do those pointers which are important for your examination, okay, not apart from that. Fine. And now if you see, government schemes are again important, but I would not advise you to do government schemes in 1 day or 2 day or 3 days. That's not possible. Every day try and take 20 minutes each, okay, and make sure you are at least referring 5 to 6 schemes, okay. Then at the end you will automatically see the result, okay. So I told you how many months current affairs, how do you need to cover those other sources that you need to cover: budget, economic survey, census, government schemes, SECC 2011, right? So these are some of the important pointers. Keep it in mind. The next important element when you talk about those 80 solid marks, apart from current affairs based questions, apart from all these sources that we have seen, is static GK, okay. Max to max give 2 days for it, the max to max, okay. Make sure you are, keeping yourself updated with some banking terminology, some headquarters of banks, abbreviations, festivals, some stadiums, some books and news, okay. So all these things again you need to keep in your mind: headquarters, capitals, national, international days, themes, okay. Now let me tell you, when you're doing current affairs, there also you will come across many things which are static. For example, if you're studying about maybe say World Environment Day, okay, so you know that it is June 5 every year, okay, so you know that is a static portion, but the theme would be again related to current affairs, okay. So simultaneously many of these topics would get covered, so do not worry regarding that, okay. Then and static GK, do not take it too hard, okay. You can just pick some 6 to 7 topics and finish it, rather than doing all the topics, okay, like World Heritage Sites, okay. This can be news as well, okay. So these things should not be left out by you. Fine. So we spoke about current affairs, right? We spoke about general awareness section, which is worth 80 marks out of 200. Now let us talk about the other sections, okay? Reasoning, English and quantitative aptitude. Now you know that we are already giving 5 mock tests, okay? Now these 5 mock tests are actually going to be a learning process for you for all these 3 sections, okay? So as and when you're analyzing each mock test, it is going to give you a boost, right? And you're going to note down where you're good at, okay, which are the areas you're fine in, so that you can play on your strengths in the examination, right guys? Okay. Then if you talk about quantitative aptitude, I would advise you that these are some of the topics, okay, which you should at least refer the important formulae, have a good grip in it, okay. Percentage, ratio, proportion, profit and loss, simple interest, compound interest, time and work, time, speed and distance, specifically boats and streams, series, quadratic equations, data interpretation. It may be simple and arithmetic, right? Now guys, see, DI sets I would recommend you to go for, because they can be simple DI sets wherein your percentage, ratio, proportion would come in handy, okay. So these are some of the basic topics that I would advise you to do it, okay. Then coming to reasoning part, so syllogism, inequalities, blood relations, directions, data sufficiency, input output, coding, decoding, sitting arrangement, puzzles, critical reasoning. These are some of the topics that are there, out of out of these topics, the ones that you're comfortable in, make sure you are getting those questions right in the paper. That's very important. Talking about puzzles, friends, puzzles, I would say unpredictability level stays even if you have practiced them enough, okay, because you don't know what kind of puzzle is expected in the examination. You might get stuck there itself, okay. So if in the starting 1 or 2 minutes, if you're not able to solve any puzzle, I would not advise you to waste your time on that, right? You can come back to it later, okay. Next, moving on to English, reading comprehension, you can score good there. There is error detection, okay. Fill in the blanks, okay, that is clause test, sentence improvement and jumbled sentences. So these are some of the areas that you need to be very sure of, okay. So specifically if you talk about clause test, it is easy, make sure you're able to do it, okay. And reading comprehension again will fetch you good marks, okay. So now what about phase 2? This is a question where, you know, most of you might have confusion that, okay, should I leave phase 2 completely? See, this is subjective. In case you have not done anything regarding phase 1, you do not even have attempted one mock test, you haven't seen what is there in the paper, then I would strongly advise you to concentrate on phase 1, because if you do not qualify phase 1, you're not going to be given a chance to write phase 2. right? So you should understand that at this moment. Okay, so what about phase 2? Go for those topics which you have left. For example, in finance, if you have left 2 to 3 chapters, what are you going to do there? Make sure that you take some time and finish those 2 to 3 chapters, because anyways you're going to revise the previous ones or the older ones that you have completed in the coming days after your phase 1. Understood? So take up the new ones, okay, and keep the quantity less. Do not overburden yourself that I've left 10 chapters, let me finish all the 10 chapters. No, just make sure even if there are 2 to 3 chapters, finish those 2 to 3 chapters on time. Okay, so that's something which you need to really work on. Okay, and remember one very important thing, you are already preparing for current affairs, friends. So do not worry about that aspect at all. Okay, you are preparing for current affairs, right? And read the summary sheets of various topics. That's very, very important. Okay, summary sheets need to be read and revised well. Okay, so that is something which you can do parallelly with your phase 1 preparation, because here you're not going through the videos, you're not going through the content sheets, you're just taking the summary sheets and revising them. Okay, so these are the 4 important pointers when you talk about phase 2. Understood? Okay, next, last thing that I would like to address is trust your preparation. At this moment, self-doubt can cost you much, so no self-doubt, please. Okay, do not overstretch. Okay, that is not called for. Okay, keep yourself calm. Okay, have sleep well, take good intake. Okay, know your strengths and weaknesses. I actually read a comment here that do not give us open-ended statements or vague statements regarding strengths and weakness. This point is actually valid, right? You should be aware about your strengths and weaknesses. Only then you can maximize your score in your paper. This is a competitive examination, okay, wherein how your peers perform also matters. You have cutoffs given, right? So you cannot risk it. Okay, there is negative marking as well. So all these points, how can you take care of them? Only when you're aware about where you are lagging and where you actually are good in. Okay, so these are some of the things. Fine. Now let me tell you about the courses that we are offering. We have launched specifically for RBI Grade B 2019 Phase 1. There are 2 courses. Okay, one is your Phase 1 full video. Along with that, you have mock test, static, GK and GA. Okay, the entire course you have 50% off. You can use the coupon code prelims50. Okay, the other course is only test series for Phase 1. Along with that, you get static, GK and GA. Okay, on this also we have 50% off. You can use the code prelims50. Okay, so these are the 2 courses which are specific for phase 1. The only difference is in the first course you have full video, but the videos are in Hindi. Okay, and the second course is you do not have videos, but you have mock test and static, GK and general awareness, right? Next, if you talk about individual courses for RBI Grade B 2019, okay, there are 4 variants of the courses: Phase 1 full video plus Phase 2 full video, Phase 1 mock test and Phase 2 full video, Phase 2 full video course, and Phase 1 mock test and Phase 2 non-video course. Okay, there's a 40% off on all these 4 courses. You can use the coupon code WOW40. Okay. Moving towards your combo courses, okay, so you have RBI and SEBI together 2019 course. Again, 40% off is there. You need to use the coupon code combo40. Okay, 2 variants are there: Phase 1 full video, Phase 2 full video, and Phase 1 mock test, Phase 2 full video. Right, friends? Okay, so if you have any queries, you can drop us a mail at hello@edutab.co.in. You can also give us a call on 814-620-7241. Let me just see if I can take your questions right now. Okay. Okay. What should Nikhil Kumar is asking? What should be the ideal score in maths and English in 20 minutes? Earlier, one could easily target 15 plus in maths, but what should be the ideal marks now? See, Nikhil, I do understand sectional timing can play a factor in the maximum marks that you can go for. But second thing that you're forgetting here is a difficulty level. We never know if the questions are easy, then within the same 20 minutes you can score more, right? But if the questions are tough, then obviously some 6 to 7 questions, if you can stretch, it would be of great help, right? This is when the paper is tough, okay? Remember, in the year 2017, the paper was really tough and the quantitative aptitude section also was at par. So that's why the cutoff went nearly 4, okay? So that is the answer to your question. Okay, yes, the general awareness section will be updated, okay, and Yes, we have updated our mock test based on the sectional timing. The sectional timings have been updated, so do not worry regarding that. Okay. Schemes are important. Even the previous schemes are important. If there are any important changes being made in the schemes, that is also important. Okay, so you need to make sure you're doing that. Yes, RBI facts and notifications are part of your current affairs. So yes, they are important, but they would not ask you in depth. Okay, they would not ask you in depth. They would ask you overall only. Okay, so that's something which you can leave. Sorry, you can't leave, but not the overall view you need to have. The depth part is for your phase 2. Okay. See, sectional timing, I would say GA section can take 30 to 35 minutes. Okay, that can be a probability. Again, 40 to 45 minutes can be your reasoning sectional timing. Then nearly 20 minutes, 20 to 25 can be your quantitative aptitude. The same goes for your English. Okay, why I'm saying 20 to 25, 30 to 35, 40 to 45, because plus or minus 5 minutes we are still not sure of. Okay, so that's something which we are anticipating can be the sectional timings for various sections. Okay. I think English accuracy, I can see a question. Pinky is asking what to do for English section accuracy. So do not worry much. For English section, try and answer comprehension based questions. Okay, because you are going to pull in the answers from whatever is given in the paragraph. If there is a clause test which has say 7 blanks, okay, so what you can do is, maybe if you know only 4 blanks, then just answer those 4 blanks. Do not go for the 3 remaining ones. Okay, so that can be like, you know, patch wise based approach that you can do in English, right? Ashish Panda, just drop us a mail, Ashish, at hello@edutab.co.in. We will extend your validity, don't worry. Okay, and news prepare also, please do drop us a mail there. We will make sure we extend the validity ASAP. Yes, I think we are done here. Okay, guys, and all the best for your preparations, and do keep practicing the mock test and do keep analyzing that. That's even more important. Okay, so I can see Chaudhary is asking that he leaves puzzles. They are not my strong area. It's okay if they're not your strong areas and you have tried enough, then do not work on it again and again. You can concentrate on the other probable areas. Okay, you can concentrate on the other probable areas. That's very, very important for you guys. Okay, syllogism can be taken care of, blood relation can be taken care of, input output you can have a look at. Okay, so these are some of the areas. Just you know, make sure you are clearing the sectional cutoff. That's why I showed you that tabular column wherein score range was given very clearly, right? What is the safe score for phase 1? Mayank, right now I'll not be able to tell you the safe score. Okay, see, when you talk about safe score, we are already anticipating the difficulty level. We do not know the difficulty level. As you saw, I have shown you this particular tabular column, so which had a range. Okay, so you can see here that the range is from 78 to 105.75. Okay, so the range is very huge. Okay, so this depends upon how the questions are. So if the questions are easy, then obviously it will go in 3 digits, but not if it is not, then in 2 digits, right? So it is not the right time to predict the score, but yes, for you to safely cross the sectional cutoff, you need to have an idea here. Okay. Thank you, Pankaj, for your comment there. It is my pleasure that we are of help to you, right? Sharat Chandra, you can go to our website courses.edutab.co.in to have a look at the prices of the courses. And newbie videos, I've already discussed how many months of current affairs. For now, since we have only approximately 20 days left, I would advise you to go through the current affairs of last 4 months very thoroughly. And for the remaining months, make sure you are having a look at the reports and schemes and important indices, okay, and the government's yes, yeah, that's all about it. Okay, so Anil Chandra is saying IBPS PO or RBI Grade B, what to focus on for mains if qualified for both prelims. So Anil Chandra, right now it is not the time to answer this question. First you give the examination, okay, and then we shall figure it out. Okay. QA with 20 minutes is really tough. Yes, it is tough, but again, you need to clear the sectional cutoff first, and then we can see how we can maximize our scores, okay? Shrishti is asking whether both the sets of DI in the quant section can be based on arithmetic. See, the probability of both the sets being based on arithmetic is not that great. Okay, one simple DI will be there. Okay, and in case it is not there, then I think that's a luck factor at that point of time, right? You're welcome, Mayank. Thank you. You're welcome, Radhika. Yes, and all the the GA section will be updated in the course very shortly. Do not worry, keep patience. We are updating it, okay, and we are giving you a comprehensive document so that you do not lose out on marks. So do not worry about that, okay. See, if critical reasoning is going wrong, then I think, see, critical reasoning, each question is different, okay. So sometimes the case may be that the paper you're solving has altogether different questions, okay. So do not worry about that. Just leave one day and practice some 7 to 8 questions if you really want to, you know, attempt questions from critical reasoning, okay. Yeah, GA is updated in the mocks, okay. So we have clubbed and we have also given a schedule wherein you can say what are the months that we are covering in each section, okay. So guys, I think yes, we are done for today. Okay, so we will be closing the session now. It's already 45 minutes, and I can also first of all apologies for the technical glitch that we had. Okay, but I still did not want to abandon this section because we have a session because the time is less. Okay, and yes, I can see that one question I can take up before I end. Mahesh is asking how important the economic survey for phase 1 and what source we can rely on. Mahesh, yes, economic survey is very important. We have covered economic survey in the form of MCQs. You can cover those. That will be sufficient for your examination. Okay. Fine guys, I am really thank you for joining in. I have to leave now, and we are closing this session here, and make sure that you follow some of the important pointers that we have discussed. Thank you so much guys, and happy learning.